Hello, welcome to the channel and thanks for joining me. So today we're going to take a very quick look at this Sanyo cassette player, and it's the MGP28. It's not in bad condition, to be fair. Everything is present and correct. All the transport controls are there. It's even got the fast forward on this one, which a lot of the early Sanyo models never used to have. The controls are all present and correct, and it's all working quite well, to be honest. I've had a quick cursory look at it. The belt is a little bit slow, so we're going to adjust the tape speed, I think, on this one. We'll also clean the head, capstan, pinch roller, and just give it a bit of a polish. So if you want to have a look at this Sanyo and see what's inside of it, let's get on with it. So the first thing, we just unscrew the back cover. And I believe that's the first time that those screws have ever been out of there, judging by how tight they were in. So, and to remove the back cover is the 4 screws and then clips along the back. So just run some sort of spudger around the back just to pop that away. There we go then. Right, so there's the belt. And we can get in there now and have a look. It doesn't seem too bad, to be honest, just slightly teardropped. So we'll go and find a fresh one to put on anyway, and then run it up and see if we need to just adjust the speed. So I found a replacement belt without the obvious teardrop in it, so we'll get that one on now. You can at this juncture go in and clean the actual pulleys as well with some isopropyl alcohol. But this is super clean in here. It's never been apart before, so there we go. Just run that up a few times by hand, and that is literally it. So to adjust the tape speed on this, there we go. Okay, I can see the potentiometer just on the board under there, and that can be reached through that hole there. And in fact, I believe, yeah, there's a through hole on the back case. So if that's all you did need to do, you can actually adjust it on the fly as well, because that lines straight up just there with the actual variable resistor on the board. So I think what we'll do is just power it up quickly, have a listen, and adjust it as we go. So we'll pop a tape in now. You can use a calibration tape, and I will be making one soon actually for the channel. But for now, just play something that you're familiar with. It's only a cheap and cheerful one, this one, so I'm not going to worry too much. Okay, headphones in, volume to minimum, press play. I've just got a little twist in the belt, which I'll get out in a second, and then that'll help it run slightly cleaner. There we go, that's better. It was a bit wowie before. Yep, happy with that. So that's the belt done. We haven't got to adjust the tape speed because the new belt has addressed that anyway. If we did, we just take a non-magnetic tool, tiny little screwdriver and a potentiometer adjustment tool, and just drop it through that hole there, and it literally will speed up or slow down as you adjust the resistance to the motor. Right, okay, that's all done. I can just check the headphones while we're here and the volume pot as well. So we'll just press play again. And we're adjusting the volume pot just to make sure there's no crackle in there, because of course now would be the time to get in there with some contact cleaner if we wanted to. I like to do it with the back off on these, because if you put contact cleaner on, try and get it down the hole there, you'll end up taking this print off, because the solvent will actually probably remove the ink and damage it. So that's okay. And also just pressing play one more time and just moving the headphone socket. Make sure there's no dry joints or anything like that, because now again is the time to address it by reflowing these contacts on the headphone jack, because during use, of course, there's a lot of movement on this, and it can dry out or it can crack these solder joints on there. So we know the headphone socket's good, we know the volume pot is nice and clean, and we know the tape speed is good, so we'll just get the back on and give it a polish. So I'm going to just go ahead now and polish the surface that I know is safe to polish. So I won't go anywhere near the inks or the prints, but this plastic here, I think we're going to be okay. So I'm just going to be super careful with that and polish up the casing, and I'll be back in one moment. Not forgetting, of course, to clean the head, the capstan and the pinch roller, and that's done by pressing play just to expose the head. Some isopropyl alcohol just on the side there, and we can get into there. And also to do the capstan and the pinch roller, same again, get some isopropyl alcohol. You can get in there, give that a good clean. If you partially press play, I've got batteries in at the moment, so you'll need to take those out first. Partially press play will expose the pinch roller just enough to be able to get to it to clean it and rotate it with an earbud or what have you as you're cleaning it. And obviously don't press play all the way in, because it will press against the capstan and then you won't be able to turn it or get to all of the parts. So anyway, there you go. Let's give this a polish and then we'll all be done. And when polishing, always test on an inconspicuous area first if you can, and then once you're confident that you're not going to remove any print, gently carry on with what you're doing. And I always use some vinyl and plastic cleaner just to sink in to the rest of the plastics. Not too much. And then we can go back and give it a buff, and it should be good to go. So here it is then, the MGP28 from Sanyo. This particular one didn't need much doing to it, just a quick health check. So we've changed the belt, checked the speed, also checked the controls over. The EQs, I've got to say, on this are superb. There's a real sweep on those 3-band EQ, it's great. So just checking that the controls are all free from any crackle and working properly. And yeah, there she is. She had a nice little polish as well. So what more to say except to leave you with a little bit of music from this cracking little unit. And thanks for watching. I've got personal stereos, boom boxes, 8-tracks, vintage games, all kinds of stuff. So please do consider subscribing and hitting the bell for updates, because we've got a whole bunch of cool retro stuff on here. But in the meantime, stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll play you out with a little bit of music from this brilliant little Sanyo.